Hey everybody, I'm laughing because I just recorded, or so I thought, a video. And then I get to the end and I go to press stop when I realize I had never hit record in the first place. So I'm redoing this. That was just, my trial run. And I am going to be redoing this video. It is the We Love Books tag created by Ryan Reed's Books. All of the relevant links will be in the down bar below. This is another acronym tag. The first letter is W. What one book from your collection would you keep if all the rest had to be thrown out or taken away? Just one book. This is such a cruel, cruel question. Thankfully, I have had time to come up with my answer, and I've already answered it since I've already gone through all of these. And I ended up choosing Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows because I ended up narrowing it down to the series Harry Potter, and there's technically no bind up of the whole series. So I'm going to go with the last one, Deathly Hallows. I want to shed a tear for all of my other books that I had to give away. The next letter is E. Each time you read, do you like to have something to munch on or to drink next to you? Of the two, munch on, but I try not to just have a snack and read at the same time because I'm eating, but I'm paying attention to the book so I don't notice how much I'm eating. And I already have a problem with snacking too much, and I don't want to, get too large. So I try not to do either. What I do is if I'm having an actual meal by myself, or with someone else, like someone in my family, and it's not like a very sociable meal, I will have my book at the table and read it as I eat. Yeah, I'm rude like that, I guess. The next letter is L. Love of books. When did it start, and what was one of the first books you read? This started immediately as I was an infant when my mom or people used to read to me. I loved having books read to me, and I would memorize books from a very young age before I learned to read and pretend that I was reading them, even though I didn't know what all of the letters meant. I knew exactly what was said at certain points in the stories. That was fun when I was a little toddler, to trick people to think that I could already read. I didn't actually learn how to really read until first grade, and I remember the first chapter book that I ever read, or one of them, the first one I remember was I bought at a book fair at school, and it was a Babysitter's Club book called Stacy's Choice. I don't remember the numbering, but it was not the first one or anything. It was possibly number 8 or even slightly later, which I just chose it because I liked the pink cover, because pink was my favorite color at the time. And it's kind of weird to get into the series a little bit later, not starting with the first book. But, I remember Anna Martin used to always summarize everything that happened about the club, and you had all the background information about every single person in the club, so it was okay. And I think actually at the fair they didn't have the first one, and I knew I wanted to read this series, so that was part of why I ended up picking that one. The next letter is O. One book you would never go back and reread ever. I have quite a few of these, but the most recent one off the top of my head is Shiver by Maggie Stiefvater, which I read in, I believe, May, possibly April. No, I think April is when I read it, and I absolutely loathed that book. It was one of the worst. It had the worst of paranormal romance in it. It's bringing back bad memories even thinking about it right now, so I never want to reread that again in my life. Next letter is V. Very romantic or very full of action? Do you know me by now? Definitely very full of action. While I do like romance as a subplot, I cannot read a book that is strictly romance. I do like a lot of books with romance in them, but of the two, I like my action more. E. End of a book. Cliffhanger or no cliffhanger? While I'm not extremely anti-cliffhanger or anything, I just feel like the cliffhanger endings are so common and slightly overused nowadays, to the point where I read a book and it's the end of almost every chapter is a cliffhanger, and that extremely, it starts to get annoying and repetitive. So just to be a little bit different, I want to go with no cliffhanger and actually have an end of a book where it wraps up everything neatly. B, big books or small books. I love a mixture of both of these, and I can't say medium books because that's not a choice. So of the two, I'll go with big books, just because I get more bang for my buck, I suppose. I don't know if I'm entirely confident in that answer, but whatever. O, only one genre or a mixture. Definitely a mixture of genres. Two favorite genres of all time, I mean to say, are most likely mystery and fantasy. I try to mix things up so I'm not always reading the same type of thing and it doesn't get repetitive. Next letter is O again. Olden day books, present day or future. Specifically it says, for example, Victorian era type books, present day or dystopian type books. If we're talking specifically all books written now, like historical books, not actual classics written in these olden day time periods, I would say definitely dystopian type books or future, because I love my dystopians and I love the what if of the future. I do like classics and I do like historical works as well. Contemporary is probably my least favorite, but number one is future. K, Katniss or Hermione. Hermione is one of my all-time all-time favorite characters of ever, so definitely Hermione. Last letter is S, standalone or series. I gotta love my series, but again, just like the cliffhangers, series are all over the place nowadays, and I feel like standalones are becoming so rare that I'm gonna go with standalone. That includes the We Love Books tag. This time I actually have it recording. How exciting. I will see you guys in my next video.